Matthew Rojas knew what to expect from a small-town library grant job. He'd spent most of his undergrad summers and all of his grad school summers doing those kinds of jobs. They involved a well-meaning but overwhelmed librarian who'd left the archival materials moldering in a back room for decades. They meant literally hundreds of National Geographic dating from whatever era the librarian had become aware of the publication. Although in this semi-imaginary librarian's defense, everybody had a hard time throwing away Nat Geo magazines, even if all their articles were online now. In the best-case scenario, summers like this involved Matthew being left alone to introduce an archival system to the library, so photographs, old papers, books, etc. could be found in a consistent manner. They did not involve the most incredibly striking woman Matthew had ever laid eyes on staring at him like he was the least wanted item on a long, long list of do not want. He'd vaguely expected Virtue's head librarian to be old, despite having worked in libraries his entire life and being aware that librarians didn't actually start out old. They got that way, just like everyone else. Nevertheless, he still fundamentally thought of librarians as old and sort of frumpy. Sarah Ekstrom was neither. She was in her mid-30s, about his age, with tightly curling black hair pulled back in a graceful twist, snapping black eyes and skin a golden hue a few shades lighter than his own. Furthermore, frumpy had clearly never come near this woman's vocabulary, except as a description for something else. A blazing red off-the-shoulder shirt displayed the most amazing collarbones Matthew had ever been lucky enough to see. The shirt fit snugly across her chest and tightly through her waist, showing off a 1950s pin-up girl figure. He assumed she had something on her lower half, too, but the library's checkout counter blocked that from his view. That was okay. There was more than enough to appreciate from the waist up. She had the most amazing upper arms. She looked, Matthew thought dreamily, like she could bench press a pickup truck. She had an incredible jawline. Her lips were full and kissable, which was a presumptuous thought to have about a woman he'd just met. She looked like home, his bear announced with satisfaction, and Matthew's daydreams screeched to a halt. In almost 20 years of moving from job to job, traveling to different places, meeting new people, never once had the beast within him had an opinion like that. Matthew, who suspected his smile had gotten increasingly idiotic the longer he'd been looking at Sarah, felt it go weak. Virtue isn't home. I've got the job in the city starting next month. His bear contentedly said, And yet here we are. We are not here. Matt felt his inside voice get almost panicky. I mean, we are, but we're not. Not to stay. It's a job at the National Archives in the city. It's my dream job. We are not here.